Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our Hot Seat Spotlight series for the Fall 2025 Builder Innovator Summit. Today, I'm joined by Nathan Hauville, Chief Technology Officer at Virtuo, who brings over 15 years of experience leading product and engineering teams to transform the home buying journey. Nathan, welcome to the Hot Seat.
Thanks, Johnny's.
Absolutely. As the CTO of Virtuo, how do you balance the need for innovation with the very real operational challenges builders and buyers face every day?
Yeah, it's interesting. So I guess one thing to know about Virtuo is that we originally started out direct to the home buyer. So we built our platform, our experience around that really emotional journey of buying and moving into a new home. And probably that's the biggest point is like this is such a emotional, high stress moment in their life from the biggest purchase of their lives. So us really we're a customer experience company. So like we have multiple generations of helping people move in from our founders and really like that personal element. That's why we're really proud of the fact that we're very human led. Really, when it comes to innovation, we really find that it's the intersection of that human led experience with really innovative technology is the sweet spot for where you get the maximum kind of gains in terms of like the experience and the advocacy of the customers. So when it comes to balancing that, it's really like we always look at it through the lens of if this is going to elevate the customer experience and it's also going to make the builder more efficient or some other kind of gains in terms of acquisition costs, that's our sweet spot. So that's kind of the balance. And we found, like I said, that intersection of the human led with innovative technology is kind of how we make sure that we're making the right decisions on our product roadmap and what we're going to build.
Definitely. So thinking about innovative technology, of course, you're the CTO, so I have to bring up AI. Um, what's the biggest misconception that builders have about AI, and how do you help them while you're virtual? How do you help them move past the hype to see real results?
Yeah, I think probably the biggest misconception is I guess the difficulty to implement and also the disruptiveness of the technology. Even just candidly, like in my team alone, like the engineers and developers, like they're hesitant to adopt AI because there is that just innate human fear that this is going to replace me. This is going to my
Yeah.
job's going to be redundant. Like that fear is it's there, and I think really like the biggest thing there is that to really look at AI as not looking to replace, but really augment. So, like I said, that human led, the technology, like if you can augment those experiences with AI, that's the real kind of like we can see gains in terms of what you can increase efficiency, increase experience. So, and it's obviously it's very relatable is that from human being worried about taking over. But I think the biggest thing there is to really hone in on really defined use cases that rather than trying to boil the ocean in one implementation of AI in your business, pick use cases they're going to be kind of like lower lift, but are going to have like quick gains. So again, I think some good examples there of how we've helped builders implement AI is things like warranty triaging and FAQ. Like there seems to be a bit of a misconception that like wanting to be the center for all the homeowner questions and inquiries is part of the service and experience you deliver. The reality is a lot of the times the homeowners want quick answers, quick access to information, and they don't want to wait on a Friday night when they have a question to hear back Monday when you get back in the office. That's the reality of what they want. So really sort of where we've really helped elevate that is kind of use AI to get access to that information in real time for the homeowner in their language of choice as well and deliver that experience. That takes a huge load off of the customer care team, the warranty team, but it also like it really elevates the experience as well. So and it kind of frees up time for those departments to focus on more kind of higher impact, high touch moments with the customer because like I said, you still want to have that time with the customer, that face to face time or talking to them, building that rapport, that relationship. But you don't want to take that away with AI. But there are like really well defined use cases, like I said, that we've helped builders implement where they can take a lot of that kind of like lower lift things off of their teams and elevate the customer experience and make them more efficient as well.
Absolutely. And I like that you mentioned that you can train AI with your language that you want to use, the language of choice, because that's sometimes, I know that could be a misconception as well, just kind of feeling like, oh, it's not personal enough. And just kind of wanting to keep, like you said, the human touch as well there also. So that's something to keep in mind as well.
Yeah, that's a great point because that's another thing to consider is I have also seen on the other side where builders have been quick to implement AI and haven't really thought through the personalization element of their deployment. Also, if you haven't really defined the use case. So if you think you're going to put a bot on your website that doesn't know who the homeowner is, doesn't know what home they bought, doesn't know what community they're in, and it's going to solve your problem of like customers coming to you with questions, that's not the reality. So again, that's why like a big part of how we work with our builder partners is making sure that the AI we deploy is hyper personalized to that homeowner,
Mhm.
and it's a defined use case. This is here to answer FAQs, answer things about your home that you don't have to wait 24, 72 hours to get a reply to. So that's another very critical point you bring up, is like the personalization is really key.
Yeah, absolutely. So at the Builder Innovator Summit, you will be speaking on one of our digital solutions panels regarding the tools used in the pre-sale and the post-sale processes. I know a lot of attention usually goes to marketing and sales tools, but what makes the post-close process or experience such an important stage for builders to focus on?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. And obviously, like I said, sales and marketing is that's where the most of the dollars are spent, because you want to acquire new customers. Obviously, that's the biggest thing you measure on, is acquiring new customers. The reality is like the cost to acquire that customer is so high. Like I think there's it kind of changes builder to builder, but I know sometimes in the 20, 30,000 cost of sales and marketing to acquire one customer. When you have that customer, they are your biggest channel for referrals, advocacy, future business. And so it's really important to not forget about, because like, they're the ones that are going to be showing the home to their friends, their family, telling the stories about their experience. Like it's and historically, I know a lot of builders in the past kind of like decade have really honed in on trying to improve that post close experience, because they appreciate that with those costs to acquire so high, there needs to be an investment in the long term, like that warranty experience. Those first couple of years in the home, looking for maintenance and home services, and again, all those questions that come up on how do I operate this home. Like if you fail on that experience, you're really kind of like taking away from a huge channel of advocacy and referrals that can be kind of driving and bringing down your acquisition costs. Because, like I said, yeah, marketing, acquiring new is it's an expensive business. There's a lot of competition out there. So, really, differentiation in the experience you deliver post close is something that really innovative builders are starting to see as a huge opportunity for their long term kind of brand loyalty and ability to maintain that kind of customer base beyond just the sale.
Yeah. I mean, it's not only important to attract and gain customers, but it's also equally important, I think you would say, to retain the customers that you gain as well. So,
A lot of the technology and focus is also around that kind of sales and marketing, like getting them to buy, getting eyeballs, understand who they are. Like that's where a lot of the investment goes, because it's quick to objectively say I put this much money in and this is what I got out. The investing in the post close, it's like it's really, it takes a culture of believing that we're going to elevate this customer experience and make this the best home purchase of their life. And it's an investment that's not going to pay off in the next 3 6 months. It's going to be years worth of, and it's not as objective to measure, which is why I think that there's a little bit of hesitation. But
mhm.
like I said, the really innovative builders, they understand they're starting to track referrals a lot better, understand the advocacy play a little bit more in that post close experience. Again, that's why the technology has sort of been a little bit slower to focusing on that area, but there's a lot of great innovation happening in that space right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to steal too many golden nuggets from your presentation, but what are one or two top tips, tools, or strategies that you guys use at the post close experience?
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, one of the other things is like the questions that happen kind of pre-sale, they change drastically post-sale. So now they're operating their home. A lot of them, like, a lot of the time, some builders are working with upwards of 50% first-time home buyers who've never had to own operate a home. So
Mhm.
there's an influx of like up in Canada, we also have furnaces. Down in the States, not everyone has a furnace, but
Yeah.
the mechanical operation of the home becomes a huge thing. And they're the same questions. So really, like giving them that access to that information in real time, making it easy, being proactive. So we take a very data driven approach to understanding, like, seasonally these questions are coming up more. Let's get
Mhm.
ahead of that with these communications and ways to ask the AI to give me the answers, rather than bring that to the builder. And also when it comes to the warranty, educating them on what's warrantable. If it isn't warrantable, making sure we can connect them with an ecosystem of verified providers that can come and support them. So really, just like that post close experience, like I said, historically, and we've seen it through some of the surveying platforms, is there's this kind of roller coaster of experience that happens moving into up to the close, and there's a bit of a drop, but like it kind of stays high because the excitement of getting into the home. Post close, if you look at the survey data, it falls off a cliff. And again, it's because there hasn't been that investment in those kind of 3 to 5 years post close of making sure that experience is first class. So really, to answer your question, it comes back to we're very passionate about maintaining that human led technology innovation intersection post close to make sure that they just feel cared for and looked after. They have access to the right information. They know what's happening next. That's another big thing that surfs in from a lot of the questions coming through to our AI right now across our builder partners is understanding like, okay, I'm 6 months in. What do I do next? What's
Mhm.
next? Like the human nature of like what I have to do next. Like that's another thing is like showing them the path, holding their hand, guiding them through. So that's really kind of like our sweet spot is working with our builder partners to make sure that we're delivering that experience to the homeowner post close.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much, Nathan, for taking out the time to sit on this hot seat interview. I really appreciate it and enjoyed speaking with you today.
Oh, thank you, Jonas.
Absolutely. All righty. Well, if you want to learn more about Nathan, please be sure to check out his Builder Innovator profile and stay tuned for more presenter interviews. Thank you. Bye.